I do all this pre-talk here, I'll cut out on the audio version that goes up on Spotify and stuff like that. Okay.
Okay.
While we wait for, we're live on La Mezcla's page, Facebook page, on my YouTube, on my Twitch. We're live on my page as well.
All right. All right. Let me share this. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Sorry, I probably heard the little echo of the group.
Yeah, I just muted
I had
mine
it playing in
too.
my browser. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, brother. You ready to get started?
Yeah, dale.
All right, man. Welcome everyone once again to Salon de Speedy Junior's Lounge podcast. Awilda, gracias por estar con nosotros hoy. Thank you very much. I love the way Awilda sings, Edwin.
Yeah, she's one of the best out here, man.
Yes, she
Probably
is.
the best. I mean, I have my favorites, and she's definitely one of them.
Definitely. But we're here to talk about you today, Mr. Edwin Lebron, salsa sonero extraordinaire. That's not what I wanted to put up. You can see I do multiple stuff here. Edwin Lebron. I mean, where can we begin, man? Singing with. Musician in demand for all the top salsero bands. When they come down to Tampa, they looking for you, or when they need you to travel with them. I mean, they're looking for you for backup singers, for filling in. Chino Nunez. I mean, you are in demand. Host of a show over there in Universal Studios, City Walk. I'll let you get into more detail about that. Your own singles, you produce your own music, your own salsa albums, of course, with the help of your network and stuff like that, of course. And you got a new single out.
Yes.
First off, a mi manera, love that track. My favorite song, of course, you already know what my favorite song is.
Te esperaré, right?
Desperate is my favorite song forever and all time. And I just love that track. It's such an awesome track, and I think you really kept the tradition going there. A mi manera, and this new track, which is a Maxi Priest cover in English, close to you. So we're gonna get behind the motivation of you doing all that. But man, I want to start from the beginning, man, because a lot of people don't know Edwin Lebron, right?
Nah, a lot of people.
Let's talk about you're originally from New Jersey. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I'm originally from New Jersey, Trenton, New Jersey, the city, the capital of Jersey.
Awesome.
Born and raised. My parents, Boricua. I went to Trenton Central High School. I went to Trenton Public School, and I started in La Iglesia, in church.
Right. So you're like me. Like I had those aunts and uncles. So no, you got to sing it like this.
Yeah. I had the aunts and uncles in La Iglesia. I have pastors, I have ministers and evangelists, and they were always telling me how to sing it right.
Yep.
Pronunciation. When you're on stage, this and that. They're all musicians and they're all singers. So that was the start of my musical career, because it wasn't really a career. It was more in church. Then
Right.
I did some talent shows.
It was music boot camp.
A music boot camp. That's literally what it was.
Yep.
And I did some talent shows, and everything started in 1995 when I did this Mayor's Talent Quest.
Okay.
They round up a bunch of great, amazing, talented musicians and singers from Trenton,
Mhm.
and the prize was money, obviously, and a chance to sing at the Apollo in New York.
Oh wow, awesome.
And out of so many different people, so many different genres, I won first place.
Wow.
And I'm gonna talk Spanglish because
That's
I like
fine.
to
That's
speak
fine.
Spanglish.
It's a Spanglish spot. It's a Spanglish show. Hablamos español en inglés. If they can't
Nice.
catch up, well, they're gonna have to
That's
listen to
it.
the show.
That's it, right? Then they sent me to Apollo, and I won at the Apollo. It was aired live as well, and ahí seguí. And then a door opened up for me in 1998, doing background vocals for Brenda K. Starr.
Wow. Okay.
and that was through Tony Sayas. And
Hmm.
Tony Sayas, a lot of people know him as um, the band director for Tito Nieves in Orlando.
Hmm.
Tony Sayas has been around for many, many years. I started when I was 16, 17, around there, 18, 17, 18. And he's the first one that gave me the opportunity in New York City at the Copacabana, doing coros for Brenda K. Starr. And then the ahí pa'lante, it's history. So,
And so, out of high school, you decided to attend music school.
yes.
How a lot of people, aspire to that. So, I mean, give a little. A lot of people are like, man, but you want to sing salsa? Why did you go to a regular conservatory school, music school? I mean, talk a little bit about that experience.
Well, that experience, that was also part, not only money and the Apollo, it
Hmm.
was also one of their awards for winning
Ah,
that talent
okay,
show.
okay.
So once I finished high school, I went to the Westminster Conservatory of Music,
Ah,
and
right. Yes.
that's in at that time it was in Princeton University,
Mm.
and so I can say I went to Princeton,
Yeah,
but I went
you're
to
a doctor
Princeton.
in music. There you go.
No, right? I went there for music and for my voice. It was more voice theory,
Hmm.
and I went there for 2 years, and I was done. I was done with my scholarship, and I learned a lot from that. That's an amazing experience. Not everyone has the opportunity to go there, and for me to be able to go there, especially as a scholarship awardee, it was perfect.
So I see that after that, or are you also continue to participate in talent shows as well, local talent shows in New Jersey,
New York,
in New York.
yeah,
You did a Search for the Stars showcase.
yes, yes, I did.
First place you got. Wow.
Yep.
Um, now
I even
when
auditioned for a movie.
yeah, oh yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
it was crazy.
Yeah.
I auditioned for the Bone Collector, the movie The Bone
Ah,
Collector.
okay. Very
I
cool.
auditioned for that, and
Hmm.
obviously I didn't make it. I'm not an actor.
That's right.
I'm a
You
singer. I'm not
tried,
an
man. You took
actor.
your best shot.
And
Hey,
that's it.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Shell, is
Um,
your cousin. She's
my
watching you.
yeah,
Yeah.
my cousin Chelsea's watching. What's up, Prima? I love you.
Oh man. So I want to get into the nitty gritty, man. The salsa scene. The your introduction to the salsa scene. You started with Brenda, singing backup for Brenda K. Starr, and then from there, how did you become? How did you get to where you are now, man? That you're such a in demand, backup singer and band, even a band leader sometimes when they need you to
Sometimes,
be, yeah.
sometimes.
I mean, so to be that well respected in the salsa community, that Tito Nieves is looking for you, needs you, and Jerry Rivera needs backup singers. I mean, these that's like things that a lot of people aspire to be when they're trying to get into the salsa game. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Eh, it's not easy. You know what I mean? You have to prove
No,
yourself. So
that's
talk a
right.
little bit about that.
Um, it really depends on who you know, and not only who you know, but what you can bring to the table. There's a lot of singers out there. There's a lot of singers, and you and I both know this. There are a
Hmm.
lot of amazing, amazing, amazing singers
Right.
that really don't get the opportunity to do what they love to do. Again, my career started in New York, so I was able to perform with Mark Quiñones, Bobby
Hmm.
Allende,
Yeah.
Andy Montañez. I,
Right.
I was
You
able to
you
perform with
you were
all
in
these.
the juice.
I was already in that scene. So when I
Hmm.
came to Florida,
Hmm. Hmm.
I linked up with Davidito, el Príncipe de Timbal, from Orlando, and
Right.
he manages a lot of bands, and he has his own group, and they needed a corita. I introduced myself, and Davidito gave me the opportunity. From there, I met Alberto Cuquito Reyes. I also met Gino Picard Jr. and Tito de Gracia. Those four artists, Tito, Davidito, Cuquito, and Gino, they gave me opportunities to do mokoro, to do lead vocals on other, some artists,
Hmm.
some of the shows, and from there I continue performing with them, and hasta sol de hoy, right now, I can say that I probably perform with almost every single salsa artist in the world. um,
Awesome, man.
because I've been blessed, bro, and God's
Yeah,
been good.
you guys, you're sometimes they take you when they need to go, and you're
Yeah,
on tour. I mean, and you're traveling, and you're doing what you know what you need to do.
that's right. I mean,
You're on
I've
the
been on
salsa cruise, and
Salsa
you're
Cruise,
back in Jersey, and then you're in New York, and then I see you with Zuno
Chicago.
Nunez. How is it
Yeah,
working with Grammy nominated and Grammy winning artists like that? I mean,
dude,
you know,
it's
when they
amazing.
say I need you to sing my songs, you know, I need an upfront singer, you know,
Yeah, no, it's amazing. It feels good to know that they're calling me for work. It's
right?
I feel blessed. I always thank God for everything I do, and I always thank everyone that has supported me. But when you're on stage with a Grammy Award winner, and also remember, he's the one that did the arrangement for El Bongocero,
Ah, okay,
my
yeah,
song.
okay.
So having an arrangement by him, there's there's words I can't even express because it's an honor, it's a blessing. And I know Chino already for quite a few years, and up to this day, I work with him all the time. He always calls me and he always asks me. He and I have great communication. We speak probably almost every single day by text or by phone.
Awesome, man.
Incluso, he's working on something now that I'll be featured in, which is one of the great surprises that I wanted to mention today. But it's amazing.
Before you drop that though, before you drop all that, I want to get into into the music, right? Because Edwin Lebron is also about his solo career. I mean, your awesome salsa albums that you dropped for the world. I mean, we're talking about the mega hit Desperare. Did that song, you know, I'm biased. Did that song what you? I mean, was it a surprise to you the way the reaction from that song? Um, because it was originally released as a single,
It was.
right?
It
So
was
talk
really
about
that
that. I mean, you know, sometimes you're as an artist, you do songs, and then you're like, I don't know what the song's gonna do, and then you have a, you know, you have it grows legs and it takes off.
Yeah, that song is very special. I'll tell you something, DJ Speedy. I'm gonna call you DJ Speedy because
That's fine.
I like saying DJ Speedy. You
That's
know what I
fine.
mean?
That's fine.
No, no, de verdad, that song was special because I wasn't even looking for a song. I write all my songs and I arrange a lot of the stuff. But Pedro Jesus, I was looking for a song, and Pedro Jesus sent me a song. He says, "Hey Edwin, you might be interested in something like this."
And I know what. See, that's why I knew I liked that song because I love Pedro Jesus songs.
Yeah, so I mean, he reached out. He actually reached out to my uncle Eric Maldonado, which is the owner
Right.
of
Hmm.
Paris Recording
Yes, right.
Studio.
Shout out to Eric Maldonado. He's a great guy, and he's got an
Shout
awesome
out,
studio.
shout out,
If you're
shout
in the
out.
Tampa Bay area, you need to record professionally. You have a band, and you need to record professionally. You need to talk to Edwin Maldonado. He will take care of you.
Eric
Yeah,
Maldonado.
Eric.
Yep,
Sorry. Yes.
yep. So he reached out. He said, "Mira, tengo una canción. Yo no sé si Edwin la quiere. Pregúntale a Edwin. Send him my number." So he sent me the number. I contacted Pedro Jesus. Dude, as soon as I heard the song, as soon as I heard that, yo te esperaré toda mi vida. As soon as I heard that, I said, that's it. I want it. Let's get it popping. Let's get it started. And I released it as a single. And while I was releasing that single, I decided to do a full album. So
I see. So the song inspired the
the whole
LP.
the whole LP of Extraordinario, and that's why I
Nice,
named it
nice.
Extraordinario because a lot of extraordinary things was happening to me at that time, and also my grandma. Ever since I was a little kid, mi abuela siempre me decía a mi mamá, ella siempre le decía,
Hmm.
este nene va a ser no es solamente una bendición de papá Dios, pero este nene cuando sea grande va a ser extraordinario. So
Wow.
I named that album in a paying homage to my grandma because she always said I would be extraordinary, and grandmoms are always right.
That's
So
right. That's right.
grandmoms are
They
always
sure are.
right. Even if you don't think it might happen, I never thought. I still don't think I'm extraordinary. I just love to do what I do. I do it because it's in my heart and it
Right.
runs through my veins.
Right.
I don't think I'm better than anybody. I don't ever want to think I'm better than anybody because in this world, there's always someone better than you. So I
Right.
just love to show the world what I love to do. And that's what I did. Con ese álbum extraordinario, tiene canciones Eres mi vida, El Bongocero, Soy
Hmm.
Rumbero. I even have Tony Vega featuring Chino Nunez. You heard it. Tony
Yeah.
Zucker is in there.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
it was a blessing. The album was a blessing.
Oh, and shout
Mira,
out to Diana.
Yeah, shout out to
Shout out to
Diana.
Diana. She's listening. She's a
Yeah,
great sonera as well. And
E-
Edwin El Calvito
El
Reyes.
Calvito, sí, sí.
Giving a shout out, respect.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
shout
have
out,
him on
shout
the
out.
show soon. He
Oh, yeah,
says you're a
Calvito.
true iron horse in the business, un maestro.
No, no, no.
Yes.
I'm still learning, Papi, but I really, really appreciate that, brother. I actually I did a song with Al Calvito called
Yeah.
Soneros de Sangre Nueva.
Yes.
It features a lot of great singers, so you should check that out. If you don't have it, I'll send it to you.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely. Let's talk about Extraordinario because I really love this album. El Bongocero was probably the second best song on the album, and of course, it's got a lot of the plays on Spotify
Yes.
and let's talk about the inspiration for that song because you have the top bongoceros in the salsa game all on one track, and that's not an easy feat for anybody to do. And you have to be real respected in the salsa game to be able to even do something like that. So let's talk about why that song, why bongocero, why put the bongoceros on the spotlight.
I have a perfect answer for that.
Great.
When you listen, and Calvito knows what I'm talking about when I'm
Hmm.
saying this. And Ray, what's up, Ray?
Because you usually hear the songs about timbaleros and
Es la cosa.
congueros and
You hit
yeah.
the nail right in the head, brother.
Uh-huh.
Okay, when you hear salsa music, siempre el timbalero está fincadito, un
Ajá,
solo
ajá.
timbal. El conguero, la tumba, bien sabroso, pero muchas veces,
Mhm.
y el bongocero, boom, that's it. Um, Now, when I wrote that song, I was thinking on the bongo player. I play bongos myself. I'm not a professional, but I play. I've recorded my own stuff. So I put myself in the album, in the record, like if I'm doing a solo. So I was telling my uncle when I was recording it, I said, dude, I want to feature a lot of good bongo players, amazing bongo players. So he said, let's get it recorded. So I got it recorded. I got Chino Nunez to do the recording. Incluso while I was doing that recording, I said to myself, you know what? I want to feature Kevin Ceballo and NG2. NG2 for those
That's
that
another thing I didn't bring up. And I completely forgot about. I mean, you're talking about two heavy hitters in the salsa game right now. Too. I mean, you've packed the song up. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
So
Yeah, I packed the song up. Like Kevin, great friend of mine for many, many years since New York,
mhm.
and Norberto y Geraldito from NG2, and I've worked with them a lot. Y le pedí un favor, mira, rapidito, they blessed me. I sent the song to them, and when they heard it, they were like, "Yo, Papa, esta canción está brutal. Let's get it recorded." They recorded their part. I made phone calls. Chino Nunez obviously started the bongo rep. Um, I featured Cuquito Reyes from Orlando. I featured Rey Colon from New York, heavy hitter as well. Tito de Gracia, Tito Furia de Puerto Rico. Um, and Coco Escalante de Perú, that he also resides in Tampa.
Yes.
Que él toca con todo el mundo. I tried to incorporate everybody from different nationalities. Humberto Ibarra from Colombia. So different nationalities, different parts of the world to do the song because la gente tenían hambre de escuchar lo que hace el bongocero. And the beauty of it, que el que escucha la canción
Mhm.
is going to notice every bongo player that did a solo all sound different.
They do.
They all have a
They do.
different
They have
pitch,
their own style
their
and their
own,
different
own
pitch.
style.
The way they like to tune up their el
Eh,
bongo.
eh,
Everyone has their own style.
la cosa. That's why I did it. That was my mentality, so people could understand and know that not all bongoceros play the same. Not all bongoceros tune the same. Every bongo player is completely different. That was my goal, and obviously, you know exactly what I wanted to do with that because
Yeah.
you nailed it right in the head.
Yeah. Shout out to Christopher Gonzalez. He says, "Yo, what's good, Edwin?" Guess
That's
he's a
my
good friend of
boy
yours.
Poopy
That's your
right there.
boy. All right.
That's an amazing bongo player right there. Poopy, love you, Papi.
Diana says you are pure talent and humility.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Diana.
And Ray
Thank you so
Santiago
much.
says also shout out to you.
Ray and I,
Yeah.
Ray and I go way back. Ray and I, we've performed together in New York. With Frankie
Okay.
Negron, Brenda K.
Oh
Starr.
man,
Yeah, we and I go way back.
awesome. So let's get into our Extraordinary is available now, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't have that in
Yes.
your playlist
Si
or
no
you
lo
haven't
tienen,
bought it yet,
cómprenlo,
I mean,
cómprenlo.
estás comiendo con tremenda cable si eres
Yeah,
salsero, okay? It's
yeah.
a great album. The whole album's fuego. Te
Thank you.
Esperaré and Bongocero are my favorite tracks
Thank
personally.
you.
Let's go into Un Banquete de Salsa y
Ese
Reggaeton,
reggaeton.
because, you know, there's a connotation that that salseros speak negatively of reggaeton. Um, and it's some people don't para lo gusto los colores, right? Some people do not
Exactamente.
like or appreciate what is reggaeton, and you decided to incorporate that in a song. So why go against the grain of many of your uh, what's the word I'm looking for, salseros that you work with? Why would you go against the grain of something, that a song, and put that out there?
Well, I wanted to do something different.
Okay.
You know what? The reggae and salsa has been done before. We all
Right.
know this with
Mm-hmm.
DLG,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mikey Perfecto, Three to
Mm-hmm.
Get Funky.
That's right.
Eso en el 90, a lot of people don't know that
Right.
Three to Get Funky is the one that really started that reggae salsa.
Mm-hmm.
And
True.
DLG, Sayo George and DLG made it very, very commercial.
That's right.
And with their style.
That was an inspiration for me.
Yes,
That
it was an
DLG time.
inspiration for all of us.
Yeah.
And that opened the doors to a lot of commercial salsa.
Right.
And at this time around, these years, el reggaeton está sonando brutal. You know
Mm-hmm.
this. So I wanted to incorporate both. Why not bring los cocolos, salsero, and why not bring a los que le gustan reggaeton?
Right.
So ahí yo escribí un banquete de salsa reggaeton. I actually did the arrangement. That was my arrangement. I'm playing piano on that as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing the percussion on that song as well. And I called my boy Gino Picard to help me do the brass arrangement because I'm not a great brass arranger. So he added his flavor to the brass, and ahí quedó un banquete de salsa reggaeton. And then I called my boy. His name is Sinvergüenza, from Texas,
Mm-hmm.
a great friend of mine. And I told him, Papi, necesito un reggaetonero brutal. And he blessed me with his talent, with his time. He did his cut on at the studio in Texas. Y
Nice.
ahí quedó un banquete de salsa reggaeton. So it has a
Awesome.
little bit of both, porque it has that breakdown of
Right.
the
Mm-hmm.
como dicen el perreo,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
pero it has that hardcore salsa, which I wanted to keep because that's
Right.
the whole core of the salsa. You know what I mean?
Edwin Lebron is not just a salsero. You are an entertainer, first and foremost. So when Edwin Lebron is not listening to salsa, what else are you listening to, my brother?
You want me to be honest with
Yeah,
that?
be honest. Absolutely.
I listen to a lot of old school R&B. I
Okay.
listen to a lot of Luther Vandross. I listen
Mm.
to a lot of Kool and the Gang,
Yeah, man. So now
Earth,
you're
Wind and
talking
Fire,
things that I like.
Shaka Khan.
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of old school, and don't get me wrong, I love my Latin music. I love my
Mm-hmm.
salsa. I love merengue, but I love to listen to something outside of my genre.
Right.
También I love to listen to rock, Nirvana, Metallica. You know, all that. I love that. You know, so I'm an old school guy. I was born in the '80s. I'm about to be 40
Yeah.
next month. So when I was raised listening to all the Temptations, the OJs, and Isaac Hayes,
Wow.
and all that stuff. So that's
Yeah.
what I listen to.
Awesome, man. Let's get into. You did a cover. Why a cover of La Paga, which was famously sung by Juanes, I believe, right? And
Yes.
and I believe I think he did a cover of it as well. I don't remember if it was
Who?
another song. I think Juanes uh, took that song from somebody else. I think, I don't know, or he
I'm
covered
not.
it from somebody else. I don't know.
No,
the
no,
original.
no. I don't think so because
I don't know.
on the credits is his name as the
Ah,
writer.
I see. Also, okay, so it was his original song.
It's
Okay,
it's
I'm
his
mistaken.
song.
Okay,
Somebody did it in salsa.
I see. Yes.
A friend of mine, and this was years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't know this. I actually
Mm.
found out after I recorded it. Juicy Husino from New York, Colguero, and he sings. He plays with a lot of artists as well. He did it in salsa, but I didn't find out it was recorded by him until I finished mine,
I
and I
see.
released it. But again, because I didn't know, I said I want to do a song that no one has done in salsa before.
I see.
So I did La Paga. Me comuniqué con Ramon Sanchez because Ramon Sanchez and I, we
Mhm.
worked together for a few years already with Jerry Rivera.
I see.
So Ramon Sanchez, he said, "Yeah, let's do it." I sent him the song. He did the arrangement. I called the musicians. Hey guys, can you hook it up? Let's get it popping. Let's get it recorded. Grabaron la canción, Y ahí quedó la paga, and it's done very well. It's doing very good, and to this day, it's doing very good in Colombia, um, and it's doing very good in Italy as well. So
Awesome.
I'm getting a lot of hits out
Yeah,
there.
that's a lot. You're getting a lot of international play from that song.
Yeah, a
If I
lot of
wanted to bring it up,
international.
and
Yeah,
I want to bring up the the motivation of you don't keep yourself in a box. Is what I'm trying
no,
to say.
no,
You're not afraid to step out that box. But I mean, when we're talking about it's time to sing, the songs that I like. A Mi Manera is another home run for you, man. So tell me more about the track, how it came about, who wrote it, and all that good stuff.
a mi
Just for me.
manera.
I love that
Funny.
song, man. I love that song, man.
I'm
Oh
glad you
man,
like it, bro. Thank
I
you.
love that song.
A mi manera, we're in the quarantine.
Hmm.
Okay, so I was in my room, which I'm in my room right now,
Right.
and I just said, you know what, I want to do something a little different. I mean, I've barely recorded salsa with an electric bass. So I said, I want to do something a little different. I started just writing, and then como que I blocked because I like to write after the arrangement is done. I don't know why, but a lot of people that know me, they know how I write.
Hmm.
So I did the arrangement. I sat down on my piano. I did a maqueta. I did the arrangement. And funny thing is,
That's awesome that you take. So you actually did the musical part.
I did the
You
musical
laid it
part.
down with musicians already and kind of put it together.
Right, right,
Bare bones. Just so you could write to it. And
right.
that's very that's not usually people write the song, they write the poesía
And do
y
the
después
arrangement.
te dan a policía una arreglita y después mira haga un ritmo para esto, okay, and
Right,
then they write the trombones and the horns and the piano notes and all that.
right.
But
But I'm
you did it
different.
reverse.
I did it in reverse.
Interesting.
To me, it's a lot easier doing that way because you know what? I like to think ahead. So
Hmm.
when I'm recording the piano, papi, I'm already thinking about what I'm gonna do on the conga, what I'm gonna do on the break,
Right.
so it's like my mind is already out there. So I did the maqueta. I sent it to Gino Picard Jr.
Hmm. Hmm.
because again, I had the ideas I wanted for the brass, but I don't know how to put it together.
I
So I
see it.
sent it to Ginito, and I told him what I wanted, and he
Hmm.
added his own flavor, and he did it, and he sent it back to me. I got the guys together, the same group that recorded La Paga. I like
Hmm.
to keep the same sound, the
Right.
same amazing. Si si yo voy a hacer una canción buena,
Right.
yo voy a utilizar los músicos tremendos.
Right.
Okay, and I can use any musician. Thank God that I've been blessed to be able to use any musician. But for me,
You purposely look for the best.
I purposely look for the best.
For you, for the sound that
Nothing
you're trying to
personal.
make.
No, 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 nothing personal against anybody. I think
Okay.
everyone it's amazing at what they do.
Hmm.
But to me, I like to use my people.
Right.
So we got to record it, and then I started writing to it. Started writing because I already had the idea. Y ahí quedó a mi manera. It was different for me because I did a lot of vocals and stuff like that. And my daughter's godfather helped me, Rich Rivera, which he actually works with Wyclef. He
Oh, okay.
works in conjunction with Wyclef
Okay.
from the Fugees.
Yeah, that's yes.
And he's my daughter's godfather, and he and I
Okay.
were in New York performing as well a lot. So I give him a call. He did the vocals with me, a mi manera, and it's also available on iTunes and all the other digital platforms as well.
Man, awesome, man. Shout out to Manny Nieves Jr. He says,
Let me
you're
see.
one of the best salseros out there. He's seen you a couple times, and you are electric on the stage. Manny in the house from Spring Hill.
Thank you, Manny. Thank you, Baba. Thank you. Really appreciate it,
Oh,
brother.
man. So let's get into what we're really... well, before we get into that, you did a song talking about cuarentena, which is a good segue. Esta cuarentena, and is also segueing into what I really want to talk to you about is, the future of the whole the salsa scene, man, the entre colegas, and we recently Herberto Santa Rosa. One reason why I bring him up is he's a very big player in the game. He just came out with an album called Colegas,
Yes.
and you are not stranger
Amazing.
to yes, it's an
Amazing album.
album. You need
Yes.
to go listen to it now. But
Yes.
pivoting back to you, you are not a stranger to having colegas on any of your projects.
No.
And I see in Esta Cuarentena, you brought some people along with you on the song, Nobert and Kayvan Vega, he's an awesome,
Yes.
awesome singer himself.
Yes.
I'm not too familiar with the other gentleman yet, but Kayvan Vega, man, he rocks, man. I play his
Baba,
stuff all the time.
Norbert is
Hmm.
part of Enejado. That's
Ah,
Norberto.
okay. That's something. Okay,
So
okay.
a
Right.
lot of people don't know that
Nah,
they
he
separated.
just couldn't use the
They're doing,
anything.
yeah, he couldn't. So they went their separate ways.
Okay, that's why
Enejado,
he sounds like that. See, that's it. Now I
yeah,
put two and two together.
yeah,
Okay.
he did his own style.
All right. Yeah.
That one was funny. That one I also did the arrangement for completely.
Okay.
That's completely my arrangement, brass and everything.
Uh huh.
I phoned. I was here in home again after I finished a mi manera. I started working on esta cuarentena,
Hmm.
and I was just home just doing
Riffs. Yeah.
on piano.
Uh huh.
I said, you know what? Vamos a hacer algo. Yo voy a hacer algo. And I did the arrangement. I called Jesse Caraballo, which is that's my brother, bro. I love that dude. Jesse Caraballo, for those that don't know, Jesse Caraballo is Mark Anthony's timbal player. So he did the percussion for me. I got my boy Kevin Pagan from New York to do the bass.
Hmm.
He's recorded 99% of my music.
Right.
And then I called my boy Juaco on trombones and my boy Elton on trumpet. Um, and we recorded Esta Cuarentena. And I called Kevin Vega. I said, Kevin, papá, quiero que tú le metas tu swing. Norberto me dijo a mi papá, Kevin is the man to do it with us. I did my part. I sent it to Kevin. Kevin did his soneos. And after his soneos were done, Norbert put his soneos in there. And then I called my cousin Gabriel Munoz. He plays cuatro from New Jersey. And I told him, Papa, I want you to do something for me. Do a nice Puerto Rican flavor style. And he did it. Y ahí quedó esta cuarentena, which is
Yeah, man.
also available on all digital platforms.
Yeah, that's right. So, man, go check out that song because it's definitely timely of what we're going through right still to
Eso
this
es para
day.
bailarle en la casa,
Yeah,
en el
para bailar en la
baño,
casa.
en el shower, cuando te estés bañando, te estás vistiendo.
Yep.
Eso es, it's la cuarentena. Esta cuarentena. That's what it's all about.
I got a funny story about that song though. So I'm doing my live sets.
Mhm.
My Sunday show. I always like to start with salsa. So I'm rocking Esta Cuarentena, and the DJs are hitting me up. Saying, oh man, what is that, bro? I need to get that track. And I noticed that the song kind of starts off with a little percussion, kind of like it's made for DJs to rock
Right.
it from the beginning.
Right.
Yes, you see, I know you did it on purpose.
I did. That's exactly why I did it, because you guys can mix it right in.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
a salsa tune is either ending, you can
Mhm.
start mixing that one right in,
That's right.
and just perfect. It would be a perfect mix.
Yeah, man. I love that song. It's
You're the
another-
man, bro. You're the man. You know this, bro. I'm glad.
my dad, he used to be
Yes.
A band leader and piano player, and
He's a
that's another
pioneer,
story.
Bobby.
Yeah,
A very well
So
respected man,
he
bro. I
he put me
appreciate
through salsa boot camp.
it. So you and I come from the same school.
I had a little different. It's a little different. I don't want to learn the piano and none of that stuff. So he
Look,
tried though. He tried.
my advantage with me was that, going back to that a little bit really quick, is my advantage
Mhm.
was I have so many cousins. Tengo muchos primos. La familia mía, primos,
Wow.
primos a todo gender.
Mhm.
In my circle in Jersey, where I grew up, all of my uncles and aunts, they each played a different instrument. So I was diagnosed with ADHD when I was a little kid,
Hmm.
and my mom never wanted to give me the pills. So she made me focus on music, and she made me focus on instruments and singing, because my mom sings, my
Hmm.
aunts sing as well,
I see.
all of them,
Hmm.
and I was just the one. I was that one nephew. I'm the only son, and
Right.
I'm the nephew that learned every single instrument. And from all of my cousins, I'm the only one that sings and plays instruments. I'm talking about from my cousins everywhere. Now, I just come to find out that I have another cousin that was on La Voz, Paola Lebron.
Mhm.
She was on La Voz
Okay.
last year, but I didn't. I just came to find that out now. But
I did too. I had a cousin on La Voz as well.
look at that.
For my wife's side.
Oh, look at that.
So,
So-
but I mean, you come from music, in the family, and when you talk about songs that inspire you, see the pivot.
Yes, I see.
Talking about redoing a classic of Maxi Priest and salsa. I mean, this is why we're here, ladies and gentlemen. The new single "Close to You" is available now. Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, wherever you listen to your stuff. I mean, it's an awesome. Salsa in English is not a new concept. of
No,
course.
no, no.
But you know, the Maxi Priest twist, of something that traditionally hear it in a salsa tune is something refreshing, different. You bring your style and your style of arranging, your flow and your sonero to something like that. First off, I'll shout out to Manny because they're blowing this up here. I want them to feel like we're ignoring
Yes,
them.
and
Manny Nieves, he says,
yep.
yeah, we talked to Manny. Adriel
Oh,
also, he says, éxito, mi hermano, love you, bro.
that's my boy Adrian, man. He and I performed as well together in New York. So I love you, Papi. He sings with me actually when I go and perform in New York.
Nice, nice.
I have the honor to say he's my corita when I
Okay,
perform in New York. Love you,
nice.
Papi.
So, talk to me about the inspiration for "Close to You" and why this track? Why do the song in salsa?
Three reasons.
Okay.
Three reasons. One, everyone in our generation right now that's alive,
Hmm.
we all grew up with that song.
Yeah,
You know that.
yeah.
So that song was the first one is that song was a hit.
Hmm.
Okay. Two, that song is one of my favorite songs from the 90s. And there's a lot of good music, but that specific song was my favorite song, and it still is. And three, no one has ever recorded it in salsa. So I figured, you know what, let me take advantage. And I had this idea for quite a few years,
Hmm.
but everything is about timing.
Right.
Everything in this world, everything you do it for a reason. You do it when God allows you to do it.
Exactly.
Everything is timing. So I said, you know what, I want to record Close to You in salsa. I asked a few people what they would think. I wanted some feedback.
Hmm.
And literally everyone that I asked, Papa Toito me dijeron, bro, if you do that song, it's going to hit because it's everyone's favorite from the 90s.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what, I'm going to do it. I contacted again Ramon Sanchez and I told him I wanted to do that song. Ramon he's very picky because he wants to make sure that if he's going to do an arrangement, it's
Hmm.
worth his time
Right.
and it's worth the artist's time.
Right.
Ramon was actually very quick in saying yes because that's a perfect song to do because no one has ever done it before. And then I just started, you know, working on the arrangement. Not started working. I started working on how I was going to arrange the vocals to it.
Hmm.
And Ramon sent me the arrangement. I contacted Tito de Gracia, which is a personal friend of mine, which we'll talk about. I want to talk about the stuff that I've done with him. That I'm
Okay.
doing
Yeah.
with him
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
I contacted again Jesse Caraballo, y los
Hmm.
Caballos de Orlando, Elton Reyes, Juaco, Gino actually recorded the piano on this for me, and my daughter's godfather, Rich Rivera, my compay, and Miguel Guerrero. I contacted them to do choros, and I recorded "Close to You," and bro, this song is doing very, very, very well. And that's
As
what I
well as it
wanted.
should. Yes.
That's what I wanted because I wanted to make sure that it touches everyone. ¿Cómo se dice? This song
And
is
el
a piece.
corazón. Yeah.
It's a piece of
Piece of
everybody's
history
heart.
and
It's
of the
it's
heart.
a piece
Yeah.
of history because this song is what made that R&B reggae type of swing hot, and
Yeah.
everyone loves this tune. So I got the new school and the old school enjoying, and they're rocking, they're vibing to the song because if you notice, I kept it exactly
Yeah.
the
Yeah. I
same
mean, you
way.
start the song with the bass line
Dum, 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 dum,
on
dum,
purpose. I know it was
dum,
on
dum,
purpose
dum, dum.
because
It was on purpose
yeah.
because that's what everybody knows, and I went along with it. And y así se quedó. I'm actually working on a remix to it. I
Okay.
won't say too much about it. I
Okay.
am
That's
actually working on a
exclusive.
remix.
Exclusive, ladies and gentlemen. Whoop, whoop. Don't got my
I'm
horns and
actually
stuff.
working on a remix. There's going to be a huge surprise in a few weeks, but again,
Nice.
everyone's going to find out when it hits.
Man, that's awesome, man.
I got you
Let's talk.
thinking. You're gonna be,
You
you're gonna
do.
be, you're gonna be the first one to have it.
All right, good, good. Long as it's not like, so I give him my dad so he can rock it on the show and all that
Yes,
good
yes.
stuff. Yeah. Shout out to Julissa. She's watching you. She says, "Dope."
Julissa,
Yeah.
what's up? Shout out. Thank you so
Um,
much. Thank you.
let's talk about the salsa, the género de salsa en general. We talked about work the trabajando con colegas and man, I made it a point in my as a DJ to force include salsa as much as possible, you know,
Yes.
where I can, where it's, because of course we have to entertain people and not, it's not, we're here to please people,
Right.
and, maybe it's just not their flavor. We can't make somebody eat chocolate if they don't like it,
If they don't like it. Right.
Yeah, exactly. But it's our culture, es nuestra cultura, nuestra herencia, and we as an artist, ¿tú crees que el futuro de lo que es la salsa es el trabajar entre colegas, más que menos?
Más que menos.
Yes,
And
because of course you just can't work for anybody. I mean,
no, no, of course.
you guys got to vibe, and
Of course.
it's got to make sense.
Of course, of course. Remember when salsa started, la salsa, that's just, you know,
It's a commercial name.
it's
Yes.
a commercial name.
Right.
Esto empezó en Cuba.
Yes.
Okay, this comes from Cuba. This is
Yes.
Cuban music that we're
Yes,
playing.
it
A
is.
lot of people don't agree with it.
Afro-Cuban music. Yes.
But it's la verdad. Okay, eso empezó en Cuba.
Yes.
In New York, remember when this all started with Fania? Papi, ahí eran colegas.
Yes. I mean, it was always,
Remember
and that was the strong time of the, that was the,
Everyone bounced off of everybody. That was the strongest point of
Yep.
salsa. Santito Colón hacía coro con Ismael Miranda. Ismael
Yep.
Miranda hacía coro con Celia Cruz. Y
right. And
Ismael
when
y
they
Celia
needed
Cruz
somebody,
juntos.
they said, "Hey, come just do," or they happened to be in the studio. Hey, I need you to do a corito. Yeah, sure, no problem.
En la cosa.
Yeah.
So, en la unión. That's why I always say
En
en
la
la
unión,
unión
la fuerza.
está la fuerza.
Yeah.
Okay? There's a lot of salseros, and I want to get this out there. There's a lot of salseros that are doing the same thing I'm doing.
Mhm.
We're not struggling. I don't say we're struggling because I think we're doing very well for being independent salseros. And this is
Right.
why I'm going to pivot from what you said on colegas, because en la unión está la fuerza. Si todos los salseros independiente, si todos los salseros se unieran en una forma
Right.
que podamos todos grabar algo, aunque sea una canción con 3 artistas, otra
Right.
canción con 4, pero featuring different salseros, it would work. Remember, they did it back in the day with Fania All Stars.
Absolutely.
Y Petito is doing it again.
They
with colegas.
toured the world like that.
Exactly.
They went to Africa. It's just
Exactly.
it's a proven
It's a proven
formula.
fact. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, si toditos se unieran y nos, with everyone's help, if everyone pitches in su granito, it works. Y esto incluye a los salseros de Puerto Rico. And I say that because hay muchos salseros buenos en Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Al igual que hay muchos salseros tremendos aquí en los Estados Unidos. En Nueva York hay salseros tremendos. En Florida hay salseros tremendos. Nandi Rosario.
¿Tú crees que el problema es que muchos salseros se quedan en su bubble y no entienden lo que es el scene en Italia, en Europa, en Japón, hasta Japón y hasta África? Se me olvidó, hay una isla al lado de África que habla en español. Hay un salsa scene ahí.
Sí.
Hay I mean, we could just go on and on and on.
No,
I mean,
of course.
do you think it's the bubble? Do you think they're in this?
It's not the,
I don't know, because
I don't know. It's la cosa que no es. I don't think it's a bubble. The problem is that it has to do with 2 things. It has to do with what DJs and stations are playing. Because right now, I'm going to be honest. Right now, a lot of internet streaming that's what's happening.
Right.
So the streaming is not a problem. The problem here is that a lot of people also listen to a lot of mainstream. So it's really hard to get into mainstream.
Right.
That's one problem. And then 2, muchos de los salseros son cocolos. Y el problema y yo lo voy a decir porque yo no tengo pelo en la lengua.
That's
El
fine.
problema es que muchos de esos salseros cocolos
Mhm.
no quieren abrir la mentalidad y no quieren abrir la puerta a los salseros nuevos de esta nueva generación.
They're in their
Because
bubble.
they're so stuck.
Yeah, they're in their bubble.
They're stuck. They're so stuck in the Héctor Lavoe days. They're so stuck into the Fania days. They're so stuck into the Lalo Rodriguez and Eddie Santiago days that they don't want to give us an opportunity to continue. Okay, they're not even interested in listening to la nueva generación.
Right.
Papi, la nueva generación está
Yeah.
tirando salsa
They are.
buena,
Yeah.
porque está buena. Pero ¿qué pasa? La radio solamente está tocando lo comercial.
Hmm.
Ellos no están tocando la salsa buena, están tocando la salsa comercial. Pero si nos dan la oportunidad y abren sus oídos y abren su mente, just out of the box, get out
Right.
of the box and give us that opportunity, trust me, we will make them rock. We
Yeah.
will make them dance.
I see like there's like the A-list, you know? There's the A-list guys,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And they're protecting their kind of their
Of
club.
course. Of course.
You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
Ellos tienen su club, lo que siempre tocan en el Día Nacional de Puerto Rico, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, for me as a fan looking out, because I'm not in, you know, I work on a couple radio stations and that's it, you know, and then I
Right.
do my DJ stuff, you know. But as a fan looking at them, that's
Out
what I
in.
see. It's a clicky thing. And then hay ustedes que, you know, está haciendo buena música y no, you know, I don't know. You know, it's, you know, ellos piensan maybe si if I do a collaboration with him, lo voy a poner en la cima, ¿para qué? ¿Para qué?
Right.
¿Qué más va a hacer eso para mí?
And
You know, and that's the old mentality.
That's the old mentality. That's the old mentality. And this is, you know what? This is something that I've spoken with a lot of artists. And again, remember, I travel with a lot of people. And I had this conversation con Ismael Miranda.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's, tiene una canción que I completely forgot about that song. It's
Yeah,
on Extraordinario too, right?
no, that one. That
was Paris All Stars. Sorry.
Paris All Stars.
Yes, Paris All Stars. Which we forgot to talk about that. We need to talk about Paris All Stars.
No, of course. You know, Ismael joined in con nosotros.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Después que Miguel, we got him actually through Miguel. Miguel spoke to him and he wanted to join in. After we did the recording, Ismael y yo hablamos en una presentación que hicimos en Orlando y él mismo lo dijo, a la generación de hoy en día se le tiene que dar la oportunidad porque nosotros se están muriendo, you know, nos vamos a morir.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to be gone.
We have expiration dates. Yeah.
We have expiration dates. So la gente va a querer música. Y si no lo aceptaron a la buena, lo van a tener que aceptar a la mala, porque la salsa va a seguir. La salsa no se va a acabar. El que diga que la salsa se va a acabar, they're out of their mind. Because la salsa no se va a acabar.
I mean, you can look. I mean, it's just the dancer scene by itself is going to keep the salsa. I mean, look at the dancer scene. I mean, in Europe and even here in Tampa, Florida. I mean, you know, I mean, I DJ in front of before COVID, we're DJing in front of 300, 500 people on a Wednesday night.
On a Wednesday night.
And not one reggaeton, not even one merengue.
All salsa.
Salsa and
Seguro.
Bachata, because Bachata has its own thing going.
Yeah, seguro. La salsa no se va a acabar. Lo que está pasando es que, you know, they're not giving the opportunity to the new generation because we're here and we're not going nowhere. We're here to stay. Right. You know, and como él dijo, tienen que darnos la oportunidad. Y that's what he did. That's why he recorded this song because, you know, lo están haciendo en Puerto Rico con los de ellos. Pues él dijo, déjame darle la oportunidad a estos muchachos, vamos a grabar con ellos. And that's what he did. He recorded the song.
Interesting.
Which I wrote. That was my song. Yeah, that was
a great song. That's a great song.
Thank you.
Paris All Stars. Let's talk a little bit. Let's pivot to him right now. Let's talk a little bit about what Eric does. And a lot of people don't understand the Paris All Stars mentality. I'll let you explain why he keeps coming out with the albums and making it happen. Because you know, you have a personal connection with him, and of course he's family. You know, to you.
He's family. That's my uncle. You know, his goal was to unite all the local salseros and push them to wherever they can go.
Right.
Because a lot of them they didn't get the opportunity because obviously there was no studio in Tampa to help these artists. Everything was in Orlando and Miami, they have amazing studios over there as well.
Yeah.
But he wanted to give the ones the opportunity to be heard. And he figured instead of using these great musicians that everyone knows, let me go ahead and grab a conguero from Tampa. Let me go ahead and grab a timbalero from Tampa, a good bongo player from Tampa. Let's put them together. Let's make a
Hmm.
band, and let's record, and let's put it out there for the world to see. Because everyone is so used to seeing, as you know, los mismos artistas, los mismos músicos, grabando. Hay 25 orquestas y las 25 orquestas tienen diferente nombre, pero los mismos músicos.
Yeah.
So he wanted to, no, he wanted to just show the world that there is more out there than what you see and what you hear. And that's what Paris All Stars is. Those are all musicians that have recorded and have been loyal to Paris Recording Studio.
Hmm.
So he figured, let's just give him the opportunity. Let's record an album and push him. And that's
Yeah,
what
man.
it's been. That's what it's been. He's been doing a lot. There's a lot of amazing things that are coming out of his spot as well. So
He's a great guy, man. He came and him and other gentlemen, they performed on my dad's show live to just
oh yeah, Miguel.
for
I
free.
think
Yeah.
Miguel was
Uh-huh.
part of that as well. And
Yeah,
George
yeah.
Laudiano también.
It was
Yep.
George Salviano, and he got Eric to get the band together, and they performed on my dad's show live, and
I wasn't
and I
available. I
really
wasn't
appreciate
available
that.
for that. I remember that. I wasn't available for that. I was doing a show in Orlando.
Okay.
That was already contracted. I couldn't
That's
do
good.
that.
Before we talk about your Orlando stuff, because I want to talk about that before we leave as well, because you're always working. You know what I mean?
Always working.
And
Thank God.
yeah, thank God. Hallelujah. And let's talk. Diana Santiago Romero says, "Oh yes, and for women even harder," which is true.
Yes.
I mean, if you're a woman, it's even harder.
Yes.
I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, man, where's the women?
You
They're
know,
there. I know they're there.
they're there.
And it's
They're there.
interesting. Gilberto Santa Rosa's album, he included
Yeah.
muchacha. I forget her name now.
Michelle Brava.
Michelle Brava.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
She's amazing.
She's
though.
and but
amazing.
she's local, in the Puerto Rico scene,
Yeah.
and but she's been doing it for a long time.
Right, but
And it's just interesting that he did that,
But remember, I want going back to what I said before.
Mhm.
Los de Puerto Rico ayudan a lo suyo.
Oh yeah.
Aquí hay salsero. Aquí hay
Mhm.
salsero.
Yeah.
Pero
It's the click.
the problem is que los salseros de aquí, they keep promoting other
Yeah.
people. They're not helping their own. That's where the problem comes in because again, they're not opening their doors. There is great salsa here, but
So,
it's eso pasa, papi, eso pasa, pero
do you
siempre
do you
uno tiene que estar positivo.
right, yeah. Do you think the problem is that commercial radio is not supporting salsa the way it should be, or should I say, the major record labels are not signing the salseros anymore? They're focusing on big name reggaetoneros or something like that. Or do you think that the new streaming game is completely changed everything now for everybody? Everybody's got a fair shot now. Do you think?
You know what? From my knowledge, there's only about 3 record companies. None of them are signing salseros. It's not going to happen. If you are not at the top of the list, which, I'm not going to mention names, but you know who I'm talking about.
Of course.
If you're not at the top of the list and you're not in that circle, no te vista que no va, because you're not going to get signed. Si tú no eres
I'm glad you said that, because a lot of people who are in the salsa game that they don't understand.
Man, I've been in the scene since I was 16 years old. Okay, I'm about to be 40, October 7th. I'm telling you, record companies are not signing salseros. Everything is independent. If you don't have the money, you're not gonna get played in the radio. You know this, and a lot of people up to this day refuse to accept the truth. Esa es la realidad es that if you don't have the money, you're not going to get played on the radio. Simple. But that's why you don't have to worry about the radio, because you get a lot of people are streaming. A lot of people are streaming Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play. They're streaming. So
There's
that's
the DJs. There's the DJs. There's the people like me that are trying to keep it going. And I mean, there's guys in Colombia. There's guys in. I mean, it's just there's a bunch of communities.
Yeah. You can get more plays in streaming than you can get in a radio station.
I mean, a lot of artists don't realize that there's this thing called Mixcloud. A lot of DJs put their mixes up there. Guess what? We have to. Your song gets recorded and it gets reported. Mixcloud's paying for their stuff.
Very true.
Diana says not enough padrinos out there yet. Their time is coming to an end for sure. The benefit for them would be to stay current.
Yep. Very true.
Shout out to Ingrid. Thank you so much for Ingrid for hanging out with us.
Ingrid,
Let's talk about the Orlando stuff, because you're always working. You're always doing your thing. let's talk about Metro Latino, man. And I don't know if they talked to Metro Latino about the October 10th event. Maybe
I
I might be jumping the gun about that.
I think so. Give me a second because I apologize. I'm actually
No, it's
sending
fine.
something.
I just
Um,
want to drop it here too, and get that
no,
get that plug in there.
well,
Trying to get people out.
this is what's going on. I'm not sure about it. I heard that yes, we were they reached out. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do that show.
I see.
So I do. There's something going on that day for me, and I won't be able to do that show.
I
So
see.
if Metro Latino is there, definitely. Just because I'm not there, that doesn't mean nothing. Metro Latino, go support.
Ellos le meten. So
Metro Latino, ahí va a estar, mira,
let's talk about everything that you're doing with them.
ahí va a estar la Wilda Rivera cantando.
Yeah,
Eso está
that's
bien,
great.
eso es lo
That's
que
a
se
show.
necesita.
That's a party. That's a party. Let's talk about you playing. Well, when the COVID was not going on, you were doing the Blue Martini, which is a
Yes,
big scene out there on Tuesday nights. I believe they do their
uh,
Latin night. Was
Thursday
it Tuesday?
nights.
Thursday night. Sorry, I don't know. I was thinking Tuesday because it was here Tuesday. That's why.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
But
It was Tuesdays here and
yeah,
Thursdays over there.
yeah. So talk about that, man. I mean, when you know working now with you're so humble that you work with the with your local band, and you guys don't just do salsa. I mean, you guys are doing all party music.
Merengue, bachata,
Yeah,
top 40 English
yeah,
American, top
yeah.
40 Spanish,
I mean, you even do a
vallenato.
reggaeton when you guys feel like it.
A mí, seguro. Reggaetón. Porque
Yeah.
la quiero.
Yeah, man, that's awesome, man. So, as far as Metro Latino, are they still? You guys are still doing? I see you doing some live sometimes.
Yeah, we're still performing, because aunque everything is shut down,
Hmm.
it's opening back up. You know this. It's gonna
Yeah,
open back up, and it's gonna get back to normal. A
hopefully.
lot now with a lot of caution, but it's gonna get back to normal. And slowly but surely, you will see Metro Latino back on stage because it's going to happen. Right now, like you said, October 10th. If it happens, then yes, you will see Metro Latino there.
Yeah.
But eso lo corre Gino Picard Jr. He's
Okay.
the mastermind behind Metro Latino and a personal. That's my brother, bro. I love that dude. He's the mastermind. So follow Metro Latino because they are amazing. And I'm not saying it because I perform in it. I'm talking about outside. I'm looking at it from the outside in. Metro
Yeah.
Latino is an amazing band. Amazing
Awesome,
band.
awesome. Man. Talking about other stuff you do in Orlando too. You were hosting that. It was, I believe, was it a talent
Live
talent thing
is a
in
what?
Universal? Was it a talent thing in Universal Studios? Why don't
It's
you explain what it was and the name of it? Because if I do it, I'll just ruin it.
It's called Rising Star at
Rising Stars.
Universal.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
at
Yes.
Universal City Walk. It's
Hmm.
live karaoke.
Okay.
Um,
I love karaoke when I'm drunk.
well, this is the best because on Sundays and Mondays you get the traditional track
Okay.
karaoke track. So
Hmm.
you get there and you just perform the songs that are playing in a DJ.
Right.
But Tuesdays through Saturdays, it's a live band. So you have a choice of over 300 songs that this band plays live.
Wow.
So you have a piano player, you got a bass player, a drummer, a guitar player.
Hmm.
You have two females doing the background vocals
Yeah.
and dancing on
Yeah.
stage. You
Uh-huh.
have me as a host
Right.
at the corner, and when I'm not there, there are also more hosts
Hmm.
that do the job as well.
Okay.
And you got light work, you got smoke machine, you have an audience. You are the star of the show,
Wow.
and all you do is you choose the song you want to sing that's on the list that night, and I'll call your name up, and you come up and you do your show. You can dance, you can sing, no profanity, but you can
Okay.
dance, you can sing, and again, it's your show.
Wow.
It's
There's a lot of wannabe karaoke stars like me.
man, you know what? It doesn't matter if you want to be or not. The whole point is to make you feel like you are the star of your show.
Wow.
You know,
Okay.
we don't listen to who's bad and who's good.
Hmm.
We don't choose. Obviously, we're choosing who's coming on stage so we can put them
Right.
in order.
Uh-huh.
But we don't.
It's karaoke, so
Yeah, it's karaoke. We don't
Mm,
be like, oh, he's the best singer. Let's put him in.
right.
No. He's on the list. Let's get him on stage, and that's what we do.
Awesome, man. That's awesome. That's awesome that you do that, man. Man, it was so great to talk to you today.
Thank you, Ron.
Is there anything else you want to bring up here exclusive on the podcast before we wrap it up? Anything
Yes,
you're working on besides
I'm
besides
actually.
the remix?
The remix, I'm not gonna say anything yet,
All right.
but I am working on an album with Tito de Gracia.
Okay.
Eso viene pronto y es una cosa
Exclusivo.
brutal, 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 brutal.
Wow.
I was able to do some coros also for Tito Rojas. There's some stuff coming out with Gilberto Santa Rosa as well that I did coros on. A lot of stuff is happening, and the beauty is that I can record in the comfort of my own home. As you see, I have my microphone here. Everything is set up here, so I don't have to go to the studios. I can do everything from my house, and I'm also working on another song.
Of course, because you always working.
Apart from the remix, I'm working on another song. I'm not gonna do an album. I'm just gonna do singles. Singles. Nobody's buying albums because what's the purpose of recording an album of 20 songs if from the 20 songs you have an option to listen to what you want to download and you
Right.
download 3 songs.
Right.
So I'm just pushing out
I mean,
singles.
I guess maybe just as far as maybe like you can collect them as like an like a EP kind of
Yeah,
just for the organization's sake on your streaming
right,
page.
right. Yeah, yeah.
I guess.
But there's a lot of stuff coming up. There's a lot of stuff I'm recording. A lot of features, a lot of projects. Thank God, I've been blessed to be able to continue this in this COVID time.
Yeah.
It's been good. And thank you. I want to say thank you for everything that you do as a DJ, as a
Thank you.
friend. You always keep us playing. You always keep us heard.
I try.
And a
When
lot
I
of people,
when I
a lot
can.
of people, a lot of people don't thank DJs a lot. I like to do that because you guys are the reason why the world hears us.
Thank you, bro. Thank you very
So
much.
I appreciate that. And to everyone else that's watching, thank you so much for following me, following DJ Speedy Jr. in his podcast and his radio show and his Mixcloud page and
Yes,
everything.
please.
Yes, don't forget. And look, you guys can follow me also at Edwin Lebron Salsero. And you guys can follow me on Edwin Lebron Oficial. Also on Instagram, Edwin Lebron Baby. And all my music is available in every digital platform. So,
Awesome, man. Thank you so much, Edwin Lebron. Thank you
Lebron,
so much.
baby!
Yes, I can't wait, man. I can't wait to hear the new stuff, brother.
Yeah, you're going to have it, bro. Trust me. You will have it.
All right, man. Have a good one, man. Have a good
Mi
night.
gente, los quiero. Que Dios los bendiga. Peace.
Peace out.